Well, hello. I thought I would try and make a video here detailing how to start a new run, Night of the Dead, game I recently picked up. Just hit release 1.0 the other day. Picked it up, had no knowledge going in, and I like to try things on hard mode. So I put things at the hardest difficulty setting and see what happens. It took me several attempts to survive the first night. At first, completely blind, no idea what I was doing, following along the tutorial, going along. Pretty difficult that first night, died several times trying to figure it out. Finally, I gave up, went online, looked around, see what other people suggested. A lot of what I found was older stuff. A lot of stuff was in other languages. And tried a few things. They just weren't working from what I could tell. This is me trial and error. To survive the first night. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the process. I'm gonna make another new character, or I just might stick with what I already have. But let's go ahead and delete some of these. I'll just make us. So what I end up here doing is gonna make a new basic character. I already have this up. So, just to go through the process here, when you go to, if you don't use Lucy, you can make your own custom character, male, female. I have a lot of character creation options here. I'm not particularly fan of all of them. I don't think they all look great, but it is what it is. You have this point available. Now, these, if they're not spent at your character creation, are lost. So you want to make sure you spend these all. You have this trait system, positive and negative traits. Your character starts with 1 point in all these 6 attributes by default if they're on the unemployed. Unemployed costs 0. Now here's the fun thing. The next one up starts off with 5, but you get both a bonus. This one happens to be with Civil Servant. It's a Diligent trait, which gives you completion speed and equipment drop rate upon zombie kills. I'm not sure how much it bumps it up a little bit. I haven't really looked at the numbers, but it's too good. Nice bonus traits there. Also, it boosted up a little bit of some of your starting stats. Now, if you hover over the stats, it tells you what each one does. So this one boosted attention and judgment. It boosted up judgment by 3 points and attention by 1 point. This matters because this is a 4-point bonus, which equals almost the points here. So you lost 5 points to get 4 points here, plus you get the equivalent of a completion speed, which is also on here, which I believe is from the alley, completion speed, which is 3 points by itself, and equipment drop rate, which is down here, which is kleptomania, which is 5 points. So by picking Civil Servant, you're getting 3 bonus points plus a 3 and a 5 pointer, all for 5 points only. Makes picking one of these pretty good. So there's several of these occupations. So unemployed, I would not recommend starting with unless you kind of want to be on hard mode. There are a few good ones here and a few, at least to start off with. I'm not sure how viable some of the other ones are late game war on others. So Civil Servant seems to be pretty good. Completion speed is basically your crafting speed. And equipment drop rate is basically the drop rate of what you fight against. So having that up, especially late game, I can see as being very useful, especially that drop rate. Anglers fishing. So again, it's another 5-pointer. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 points stats for the 5 points. Decreases your fishing time, and I'm guessing with the fishing bar size allows you to catch bigger fish. Now, a lot of these stats and these traits are bonuses that you will get with your character when you progress through the game. Now, you're going to have a research table, and that research table, you're going to spend research data papers on. And as you acquire these research data papers, either by crafting or having them drop in the world, or picking them up and scavenging them, you're going to be able to spend that along with books to get traits assigned to your character. A lot of them are going to do these, if not even bigger bonuses than what you see here. So that does help out. So when you do pick negative traits, some of these are probably bigger than others, but not all these are too bad to pick up if you're looking to spend your points evenly. So angler, I don't fish on the first day. I'm trying to go through a tutorial here for surviving the first night on legend difficulty, so definitely not going to pick angler for this. Researcher, you get extra experience and critical rate. Now this one jumped up from 5 to 6 points. We get 4 points here, 5, 6. That's a big difference, because before we were getting 1 point less. Now at 6 we're getting 6. So that's 4, 5, 6. We match. So this is what the civil servant, while it's nice for the points, are you actually getting, and angler getting less than you actually get on the later ones, despite the point cost. Now researcher gives you experience gain amount. If you look at that, that's equivalent to this IQ 150 experience gain amount, as well as critical rate, which is sharpness. So that's 10 points for if you just want these two equal to that, plus 6 points here. Yeah, researcher's a good one. Marathon runner is another good one. You get stamina, regeneration, movement speed, and it's 6 points. Now here with this one, the great willpower, stamina regen is equal to 2 hearts, which is only 2 points, and movement speed is equal to speedster here, which is 4 points. That's 6 points. Now it's not as good as picking these out as up here, so research is a really good one if what you're going for experience gain and critical rate. However, experience gain is not too useful for surviving the first night, and yes, you can, there is a level cap, so reaching it faster is kind of nice, but it's not the end all be all. All I have to do is spend more time again. So I find the experience gain amount not particularly useful in games like this overall. Critical rate, yes. Experience gain, not as much. Whereas stamina and regen, I think, are actually more valuable traits to have overall. So even though they're worth less points, I would push these ahead of the researcher. Forder. Now this one's a little interesting. You get inventory slots. Again, 6. You get 6 points down here, 6 points here, but you get 12 inventory spots. You only get so many of these in the game. You do unlock more. You have a specific set of inventory. Again, very useful, but more so in the early game than it is in the later game. You're going to be able to have a base, put everything in there. You're going to have followers. They can carry things. You're going to have vehicles. You can store stuff in. Inventory space is just really... and again, you can unlock additional traits, specifically the Porter research tree. Each point in there, and I believe there's like 3 or 4 of them, will give you another 12 inventory slots. This is great right at the very beginning, but very tails off very hardcore later in the game, I'm pretty sure. So Forder, early game picking, late game not so much. Thief, again, 6 points down here, gives you burglar alarm prevention. It's a percentage chance. You can still set off alarms. Anytime you open almost any door or approach any car and try and look through stuff in this game, there's a chance for it to have an alarm associated with it. I've seen on just random doors, and I'll test it a few times. Again, there is traits in the game in the research table that also provide this as well. You can't steal just any vehicle early on, so you either get the trait that allows you to steal it, or you start with it here. Again, in the early game, you're not stealing cars. Even late game, it's very easy to get this. This one seems kind of iffy to me overall, so I'm not a big fan of Thief. Next one up, and this is where we get another jump up, is Soldier. It goes from 6 to 7, and we get to spend 7 points down here. So 2, 4, 6. So you get 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 actually. Now we are getting more points spent down here. So that's actually really nice. It goes 1 to 3 is 2 points. 1 to 3, 2. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Very nice there. Soldier starts with marksman, which is range weapon damage and range weapon recoil. A lot of the late game melee weapons I've seen are kind of monstrous in this game. I haven't seen a lot of people play with the range weapons late game. Much more useful range early on, but once you get your protection up and your armor up, taking a few hits from zombies isn't as big of a deal. And late at night when the hordes come, you're fighting the horde for the most part. You're letting your base do the work, and that starts from the very first night onwards. So the whole point of you killing most of the zombies is during the day when you're scavenging and exploring areas, doing quests, and finding, leveling up and finding better gear. So in the beginning, ranged weapons are going to be huge. They do fall off later on. Melee tends to be a bit more powerful from most of the videos. That could change at any point. So this one may not be a bad one to pick early on right now. But Marksman is a good one to get. It does make a difference, especially on Legendary in terms of the damage output. Some of these zombies are very spongy in terms of damage. The only problem is not a lot of the damage down here is associated. So most of your damage is going to be through your strength. You get a few points there, as well as your memory, which is very low. So this is damage to zombies. It's general damage, and strength is general damage. You can get a little bit more up here, but it will help in killing zombies and clearing stuff out. Last is Hunter, which is damage to animals and damage to humans. I haven't seen too many humans being fought, and animals are not very difficult. You do get traits for these later on. Again, 7 points. You do get 3, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So you do get more points spent here for this, but I find that damage to animals and damage to humans is not very great for chosen traits up here. So, and like I said, you get a lot of this stuff later on. You don't fight like humans early on, and you're going to start fighting them much later, and animals are very easy to deal with for the most part early on, except for the mutated animals when you go after them. But again, it's very niche. I'm not a big fan of this one overall. This leaves very few options, in my opinion, to take early on. Civil Servant for the completion speed and the drop. Very good. You do lose a point here. Researcher for the experience gain, which is still nice early and throughout the whole game, and critical rate. And Marathon Runner. These are probably going to be your best 3 overall in terms of what to pick for an occupation. It's very hard for me to decide. I've gone back and forth. Now, the cool thing about the drop rate, this does affect, so zombies early on drop research papers, which are used to speed you up. This one's going to give you a much faster progression early in the game as a civil servant overall because of that. And just getting also better gear drops does help out quite a bit. The critical rate is very nice. You do more damage if you do that here. But I think I'm going to go civil servant this time, just because of the drop. Now, Marathon Runner is always a good alternative, but you do get stamina and movement speed helping later on. Now, this kiting zombies is a thing, but it's not that hard in this game, mostly because the zombies that are faster than you use attacks that tend, especially early game, tend to make them fall over. So if you know how to, and you can also kick and push them backwards, if you know how to kite and move around, even with the horde of zombies, even if the ones that are faster than you, it's not that big of a deal to play the game and not get hurt. So again, I'm going to go with this right now for Diligent. Now, we're going to pick some traits in here. Steel Stomach, not a big deal. You're not gonna. Most of the zombies on Legend early on are basically gonna come close to one-shotting you. If you get a couple of them hitting you, you're dead pretty fast. And if you're playing permadeath, hardcore option, then it's not gonna save you. 2 hearts, kind of nice. I do like this. Stamina regen already. Creative is demolish speed. This is how fast you break things down. It really doesn't take that long. It does go. It's about like 2-3 seconds, maybe about 3 seconds to break something down. You're not going to be doing it mid-fight, and later on you're going to get this sped up anyway, so it's not a big deal. Parry range. This is useful, especially when you're using a shield and you can block, or using a spear. Certain ways to parry zombies and fight in fights. This is sort of useful. Not as good useful early on. There's other ways to kite. Not a big deal. Low voice, noise reduction, not a big deal early on. You're going to be drawing most zombies with aggro's, and actually it's not that big of a deal to draw zombies. It's going to happen. Low weight, jumping power, how high you jump. This can be useful, especially allows you to place platforms a little bit higher and jump up a little bit higher, which can help out early on actually. Because if you place the platforms a little higher, zombies have a little harder time hitting you. Now, zombies cannot jump or climb up on platforms, but some of them are a little bit taller, have a little bit of extra reach, and then they can actually hit you and knock you off platforms if you try to set yourself up there with which I've done early on. It's a very nice way to clear out buildings in the legend mode. You loads of difficulty. You create traps, a couple of traps, put them around a platform, stand on a platform, draw on the zombies, and let the traps kill them. Now, doing so, you don't get experience from killing the zombies, but zombies don't give you a whole lot of experience in this game when you kill them in the first place. So letting the zombies die to traps is not a big deal. City friendly. This is huge. Damage to trees, boulders, and ore, especially early on. This allows you to take less whacks at harvesting to get more materials. Legend automatically starts with the lowest harvesting gain, so this is huge to get. The next one, Hyperopia, ranged weapon damage, pairs well with the soldier. If you can get the soldier, even more damage. This is actually not bad early on. Again, ranged weapons you could use a lot early on. It's going to help you in clearing, especially the first few days, and dealing with zombies, and just generally be faster about getting your base and everything set up. I'm going to skip it for now. Protection, surprisingly, it does help. Allows you to survive a couple more hits. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Good posture, attack, dodge, stamina, usage drop. This is also related to vitality. Does the same thing. You can just get more points in there. You can also get the soldier line up and a few of the other research tech trees to drop this. It's not bad. I'm going to go ahead and skip it for now. Parry stamina usage, again, skip it for now. Completion speed, we're already, you get a little bit of that with this. Evil nature principle. You're going to be fighting a lot of zombies in this game. So dealing more damage in general to zombies is huge from anything that you do. Big bones, straight up, more damage. Attack speed, yes, that can be useful. And then since we're doing legend, I like to take environmental protection. Now, these are definitely the good ones to get. Again, drop rate's not bad. The problem is now we're down 5 points. So I can either pull off some of these, or, which is good, or I can, and 2 hearts is good because, like I said, it allows you to move around the map pretty quickly and kite a little easier. Or I can take negative traits. Now, indigestion, not a big deal. Loud voice, not a big deal. To take those, really it's not. This leaves you with 2 points left over. I can either take myopia, which is a ranged weapon, makes it harder early, or you can be counterproductive to something you've already taken. I would not do that. So these start getting a little bit too, even though attack speed isn't great, it's still useful early on. Same thing with evasion rate. That's how often you can dodge. You can only dodge so many times per second, and you can get more dodges later on. Of course, dodging does consume stamina. This is not a horrible one to take early on, because if you're kiting on, but kiting out properly, you're not going to be dodging a whole heck of a lot, but you will use it. You're going to be, you can take this and dodge less often, but kick more often to push zombies away from you. You don't want really either one of these. So I can either drop one a 2-pointer here or a 3-pointer. You do want the extra damage, you want this, or take another 2 points. So off from here. I think I'm going to do the bad posture. While it's attack and dodge stamina, it's not that hard, and you can make up for that with just higher vitality. Now, one of the good things about starting with that occupation, you get extra points. Attention, that gives you a little bit extra movement speed, not a whole lot. Judgment is evasion rate, which we could have taken, like I said, the clumsy movement to counteract the points we get into here versus the bad posture. But unfortunately, we don't have another single point to spend up here to make use for it, and it'll be just a wasted point. This is why sometimes I grab Marathon Runner. It kind of balances out easier when you have Marathon Runner versus Civil Servant. You get more points of endurance, which gives you more stamina, which is actually pretty useful. A little bit more damage, jumping power, and stamina reduction. You lose on these, which is the evasion rate, HP per items, the movement speed. But because you're gaining extra movement speed, it's not huge either. So there is that. But I'm going to go with Silver Servant this time. Right? And then create legend character name. So this is my legend guy, single player. Already have a few things I'm doing, so I'm going to go ahead and make a new game here. Let's go ahead and explain this difficulty thing. So you can pick peaceful to legend. They give you the warning. It's not worry about that. Now you can't see these tabs here. And this looks the same in all of these. You see this slider. You can actually see these by clicking custom. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what peaceful looks like. Hit custom, and I'm going to go to general. So in general, these are the basic world zombies that spawn. So this is their base hit point scaler, right? So they're going to be a lot less, about half as much as, say, normal. And in legend, they're going to push all the way to the right. So light, heavy, giant, unique zombies on their basic hit point scaler. How fast they move, how many are in the world. With it on peaceful, you get to find per house 1, maybe 2 zombies in a house. Well, legend, which pushes us all the way up, you're going to find 10 plus zombies in a house every time, if not more. The timers don't change. These are default between peaceful and legend. The game is, this is basically they spawn once a day. So a game time by default, right, is times per day. That's the time under the details are 240 minutes. Now you can adjust these if you want them, but 240 minutes is 4 hours per a day cycle. You start on a day when you play the game on hour 10 of day 0. So that's just a little over half a day. It's really equivalent to about 2.5 hours of real time before the Horde starts. And we need to have a base set up with traps to deal with the Horde on the first night for legend. And that's really the most difficult part of starting off legend, is that very first night and the very first Horde. And it's just, there's 2 ways to go about it. The easier way is crafting, which is what I'm going to go about with this today. So it's a bit more boring, but we'll get it set up. The peaceful, some of these are pre-picked, but not much. Like I said, on general. The wave zombies have no additional hit point skilling, and same with the animals. On advanced, you're not going to have anything that drops, or when you die, it expects you to die, but it's really not hard to die on peaceful. There's a couple of big key elements to pick up here. Research data consumption. These are how many research papers it takes per research tree trait at the research thing. So the higher this is, the more consumable papers you're going to have to find. Legend is a lot higher than peaceful. Fishing speed. This is how fast it takes to fish and how much power, which is that fish bar, takes to fish bigger fish. These, like I said, not too worried about the first night. Equipment drop rate. Again, with legend, this goes down. Peaceful, it goes up. The experience gained is 3 times the experience on peaceful, and the item obtained amount. Now, this is your harvesting. So typically on legend, it's at 1, the lowest. It can go up to 3, which is 3 times the amount. So when you hit a tree and it drops a branch, on peaceful, you're going to get, which is 2x, you're going to get 2 branches. On legend, you're going to get 1 branch. And that's basically how it works out. And this switches over once you hit hard. Initial food, this is your candy bars you start off with in your character. Food is not a big deal, even on legend. Start with no food is not that hard, because in the bunker you start at, there's going to be chests that you can open that's going to have some food. This is literally what's on your character. On peaceful mode, you're going to find about 10 pieces of food. You're going to have a helper that spawns with some food, and then you're going to have an additional 15 pieces, which just really makes things easy. You don't need it. Building hit points in peaceful, it has a decent scale. Traps are going to, actually, surprisingly, traps don't do much damage in terms of here versus legend. Now, these are production times and then production amounts. On peaceful, things are done much faster. Your automation is faster, and you get more back. The other thing that's a big deal on peaceful versus legend, peaceful is this material rate, return rate after building destruction. So when you destroy, demolish something, how much of the materials you get back. On peaceful, it's 100%. So the points that either the traits or the points that spend on returning the demolish amounts back are wasted on peaceful. On legend, it's the opposite. It's as close to zero as possible. You barely get anything back when you demolish stuff. So we're going to do a contrast and compare. These are the same between peaceful and legend, which these electrical details, and this is the same. This is just hardcore, and this is unlocking all buildings. So what this does for you, as you see, it doesn't change. Nothing in this one changes the difficulty for the details one. Unlocking all buildings means you don't have to do the quests. The quests are easy to do, and the moment you do a quest in the game, usually the quest is like place a foundation, place the stairs, place the roadblock, place a flag down, and as you get it, it just unlocks automatically for the generic building unlocks. The more advanced stuff, regardless of whether it's peaceful or legend, you're going to have to research the tech tree and certain engineering or blacksmithing or one of those professional occupation tech tree points to get the more advanced building production stuff. And that's the way it is in the game. So this really doesn't have much except for the tutorials. So we're going to now look at this we've seen peaceful. It's really the sliders on peaceful all the way to the left, and the good sliders being more to the right. Now if we switch over to legend, right, and go to custom just to show you, look at the general. Now see, it's a lot. It's not all the way to the right, but it is pretty far over there. Zombies do respawn faster. On peaceful is 240 minutes. Now for the light ones, it's 120, so every half a day. The other one, peaceful, is 1200 minutes for the bigger zombies to spawn on, which is, I don't even want to calculate it in my head right now. But there's twice as fast on legend, which actually does help out in terms of keeping the game more interesting. Unless you want to set the no zombie respawn for the world zombies. Do that for either one, then these numbers don't matter. In the waves, and again, this no zombie respawn, this one actually does adjust it. I forgot. Some of these don't over here. I'll have to go through that again in a little bit. In general, the waves for the zombies are going to have a lot more hit points, and even the animals are going to have more hit points and damage you when they attack you back. There are a few carnivores like bears and wolves. Wolves will end your run really quickly if you happen to run into a pack of them at level 1 if you're doing a permadeath run on legend. Not so much on lower difficulty levels, but definitely on legend. You got to be careful for some of the carnivore animals. On the advanced, again, on peaceful, these are all checked off where you don't lose anything upon dying. On legend, you do lose stuff, so you lose experience, you lose items, and you lose equipment. On death, that's equipment that you're currently carrying on your character. These are items in your inventory. These are what you've had equipped. You also lose with the experience, what it doesn't tell you right here. If you die with this unchecked, you can lose your research tech tree points. So you actually have to research them again, which means if something took a book, you're going to have to go find that book again. It can be very hard later on. Again, research data consumption on peaceful, I believe, is down a little bit down here. So just take a few more points of research data to get a research tech tree point unlocked. Zombies will drop stuff left off, and peaceful is all the way up here, and legends down here. You start with 0 food. The experience amount is 1x, as I told earlier, and the items obtained for harvesting is 1x on legend. The production amount is building hit points, so you're not going to get any escalants on the lowest it goes. Trap damage is down a little bit, so this is hard to tell. This kind of looks like it's, if this is 100, this is around 25%. Whereas on peaceful, it's just slightly above, closer to 30. So you're not losing too much trap damage from going from peaceful to legend. You are losing building HP, which is about 50% more hit points on peaceful. The material return rate, though, like I said, on peaceful, it's 100%. On legend, it's 0 almost. So you barely get any of your materials back, which makes the traits that for the demolish traits to get more materials back, as well as the traits for your character starts with. There is a couple of things that eco-friendly one that I took earlier when I was making the character have a bigger impact on legend. Not so much the first day, but definitely as your run progresses, it's going to have a much bigger impact, especially as you move bases. It's not a huge deal, but it is a deal. especially since the harvesting is also lower. Between the harvesting being lower and less materials return on Legend, it does make moving things around, like if you had to upgrade your base, move to a different location you found, a bit more of a pain in the butt. The animal trap time, resource production time, these have gone up instead of being fast or twice as slow, basically. Same with this. These are, like I said, remain the same. So we're going to go ahead and click Legend as the default. I do like having the objects respawn. It does increase the difficulty for some reason. The rest of it is how often you want to deal with generators breaking. We're not going to have to deal with that. Sorry, this is the no research loss upon dying. It's not the other way with the experience. This is the research loss upon dying. So this is a permadeath run. I'm going to run through here. I'm not going to worry about any of those. Hopefully we don't die. And as part of this tutorial, as I'm making this video about this, I've tried making this a few times. I have died, so this is not the easiest thing to do. Now, we're going to go ahead and start the game. We're already 30 minutes in explaining things about the game I've learned. But it's going to be another probably 2 hours or so before we hit the first Horde night. We're going to go ahead and skip what we can. Speed things up. While this is starting and the talking's going on, we're going to loot this room.
This is not a fresh human meat store, Mr. Zombie. I'm busy.
It's all random what you get, some research data.
A person?
Some food, as mentioned earlier.
Are you currently in the underground capsule room on Andorna Island? Sleep capsules can sometimes cause
This is randomized in here for your
I'm
loot,
Dr.
so you can
Veronica
get all
Grimes.
food, research, or painkillers.
I'm researching a zombie
pretty much
cure.
what you're going to get from
Is
this
there
bunker
even
area that you
power
start
in the
at.
bunker now? Find a light immediately and secure the line of sight.
You can't actually progress with the quest until the quest pops up in here. Unfortunately, it does slow you down. You have to deal with it.
I need your help with... I have a proposal for you. Please find the remaining mutant substance on Andorna Island. That material will be invaluable in my research for a zombie cure. Succeed, and I'll send a helicopter for your rescue.
Getting the food is probably the best things out of here to get. She wouldn't let me click on this clipboard until the quest allowed me to do so. Is there another thing I can get out here? I don't think so. Oh yeah, here it is. There it was. Oh, hit journal. Then I can open the door.
The bunker you're in is the research facility where the New Humanity project was conducted. Check if there's still someone in the bunker who can help you find the mutant substance.
Come in here and talk to wannabe cop.
Are you?
Skip over what he says. Time matters. We get our first random helper who's a little helpful, not a whole lot.
You look pretty... All right, let's do this.
So, with the helper, we can actually look at them as a character. They always start with ones, but you can look at their traits. This one happens to be unemployed, which is kind of common for some of these. And then she has ranged weapon damage reduced, which kind of does suck. But actually, the helpers, you want to give them melee early on. So they act as your meat shields because no matter how many times they go down, you can get them back up. So actually, this character is not bad. This is kind of randomly generated as well.
We should head to the...
I've seen worse. And while
You'll need to survive before you even think about finding the mutant substance. Understood? I've assembled the best team of experts for assistance.
Request people to talk to us, to give us an
Learn by
quest. We'll just
carefully
start
following their instructions.
getting things.
Advancing the main story will unlock buildings as rewards.
Nice to meet you. My name is Sierra Wilder, a survival expert. From now on, I'll share all the survival knowledge I know with you.
So if you look at the left-hand side, you have a tutorial quest and your main quest. Main quest is yellow, tutorial quest is blue. You want to do them both. Tutorial quest will give you extra points and unlocks as you do that. Everything's done at your own speed. The main quest is gated sometimes behind levels, like you see this right now. You got to get to level 5. You actually get more experience doing things like scavenging and breaking things down. You do get killing zombies, so I would not rush out to kill zombies right away. So right now, change our loot point by pressing the V key. If you see that, it has a little V next to it. That's staff 1 right now. Done.
How about picking up noticeable small stones in the forest?
I'm just going to follow what it says for now.
Now it's time to use that small stone to make a stone knife.
H to bring up the handmade, craft the handmade crafting. Oh, we got lucky to get a blue one better than the gray.
Now, shall we gather some branches and leaves?
So, telling us to swing our knife at these little sapling trees. Takes about 3 to 4 hits. It's 3 for that one. And you can see what we get on the right hand side. It's what drops when it gets broken.
As the next step, we'll be crafting other tools necessary for survival.
Alright. Now we're going to craft a woodcutter's axe. I still need more stones, so you're going to need a few stones to find early on. There's a little few stones right up here. Just grab them off the ground. Oh, axe. We're going to need branches, small stones. Only got a gray axe this time. You're going to be
Trees are
breaking them down and
truly
remaking them
vital
anyways,
resources.
over and over again. Just follow the tutorial quest as quick as possible. So you start hour 10 on day 0. So most of the houses are going to have zombies in them. We're not going to go near them right now. They're just kind of a waste of time. What you loot out of them is not useful. I mean, they are useful, but not on the first day. We're going to be focused on this run entirely on crafting. In other runs, I've gone and rushed the research center because there are some better materials out of there than there are out of houses. But it's not necessary, and it's kind of a risky play because if you have a bad amount of zombies spawn in there, it can slow you down considerably. Or if they don't all clump up or run at you at the same time. The research center has 2 levels, and there's zombies that spawn on both levels. You have to open doors to progress. You're basically running in there, opening doors, gathering all the zombies, running out, and traps set up.
Using the method you've just learned, try crafting a pickaxe.
Which we are looking to get traps for the first night. This is your building. Hitting the B button, it brings us up. You go H, this is your crafting for your hand crafting station. Just make a pickaxe. Oh, got another gray. That's fine.
Now, let's use our crafted pickaxe to gather stones and minerals.
Now, I know where my initial base I want it to be to survive the first night. It's actually going to be over by the research center. And there is a gas station next to the outskirts of a town that the research center is at. That gas station has a retaining wall. The zombies on the first night do not try to go over. So that allows us to help us funnel in zombies from one direction, and we don't have to build any protection along that retaining wall. I still try to, only because spitters are a thing on that first night. Now, I'm used to having Marathon Runner, not Diligent, so the stamina usage is noticeable. The Marathon Runner stamina return plus the higher endurance is much nicer. Especially when it comes to harvesting. Harvesting is what we're trying to do here. Is the bigger. Now, when you're moving between, you want to put either the bigger weapons will slow you down. Either put up your knife or you put up your pickaxe. Your knife's not much slower than the regular movement speed, but definitely the pickaxe and the hatchet are very slow to run. The bigger the weapon out, melee weapon in your hand, the slower you run, or even range weapon. Swinging array at these nodes, a little wonky. Anything can actually mess up your swing. So if you get too close and you go to swing, you'll hit the handle of your thing and you won't actually swing. If you go too far, you're going to miss and you're going to have this travel swing up and it's going to slow you down, which you don't want to do. We're going to need lots and lots of wood, lumber. You have to get logs out of trees. You can convert those to planks and lumber. You're going to need lots of branches as well. Branches are used to make almost everything else in the game early game. So when you're crafting iron ingots, it takes a branch as well. When you're crafting copper ingots, copper wire, all that takes branches. And so lots and lots of branches. Branches are used along with stone to make your tools. They're going to break down often. You have to either repair them or remake them. Their branches are used for...
We found a lot, but none of it seems useful.
Come on, hold up the knife. A lot of the building stuff, along with vines and logs, planks and lumber. So there's going to be a lot here. Now, food is easy to get. You see, picking up mushrooms, you can cook those at a campfire. There's campfires all over the place. These bushes tend to have eggs and fruit drop that you can eat directly. You can't eat the eggs directly, you have to cook them, but definitely the fruit you can eat directly. Speaking of which, you probably heard the sound of my stomach from my character growling. Now, if you look, bottom left, there's 3 bars, red, yellow, and white. The red is your health, your yellow is your stamina, and your white is your hunger. And as that drops per tick, it's going to decrease your max. This is also represented up here when you hit your I button to bring up your character inventory or your character sheet. So if we eat a piece of food right now, it's going to increase the white bar, which increases everything back up. So I got a piece of fruit there with this cherry out of one of the bushes.
Hey, ever wake up on a zombie
Stone
island
is useful,
and feel
but
like
it's
you're
not.
left alone?
White is needed
I'm
early
Jamal
on.
Price,
You still need
the
to do
mechanic.
something.
So let's kick things off with that.
These black nodes are going to be way more important. You need lots of iron and lots of copper. And this is the only way to get this early on in the game. Iron's more common than copper. You could get anywhere between 8 pieces of iron, 2 actual iron ore, and if you're lucky, a copper ore out of one of these. So let's say 2 pieces of iron, 2 ore, no copper. Trees can drop branches, vines, logs, leaves. All those are useful. You get leaf, vine, log, and rubber resin. We'll need a few of those rubber pieces because traps take rubber early on. Rubber resin's used to convert directly to rubber. The leaves can be used to make research data papers. Also cloth. So the leaves are very useful. They're also the most common thing to drop when you either chop down a tree or a bush.
My body feels stiff.
Right now I'm worried about hitting level 5 because what I want to do is make myself over to the research center. If we hit M, this is going to bring up the map. believe it should be over here to the right. We'll figure it out because you start in a random spot around the research center. Sometimes they're a lot closer, sometimes a lot further away. You won't get to see it until you hit level 5. So that's why I'm just kind of harvesting right now to level up. You level up faster doing this. Already level 3 for Daphne. Swinging around the dagger actually tends to use a lot more stamina than it seems like. It should. These little boxes on the ground are great. Gives you cloth right away. You can need a lot of cloth to make a rope. I just hit 3. And it gives you a little bit of research data, which you can use as well. Research data tends to drop from these boxes or from zombies, or you can create again from leaves that you get out of trees. The only problem with that, you have to get an upgraded workbench to do that, and which is fine. But if we build one here, we'd have to demolish it, and we'd lose a lot of materials in doing so. So I'm just going to walk along here and harvesting as we go along until we hit level 5. Down the road a bit, we'll probably run into a campfire, and I'll cook up the mushrooms and eggs and stuff I find out of the bushes and stuff I've gotten so far. There's a zombie in the middle of the road, which you're going to find here and there. Zombies will spawn along the roadways, a lot of them in the houses, very rarely in the random woods. So like if I was just in the woods, they're not going to be typically there. So on Legend, you're going to get bigger spawns. On the Peaceful, there may be one, there may be none. There on Legend, you're going to see 5 plus in an area. So if every one YouTube gets on normal, oops, hey, we got a zombie running at us, investigating the noise we made. So we can back up, so we could string them out and just kill the one. I'm not going to worry about him right now because I don't have a weapon really to kill him with. And using a hatchet or a pickaxe is not very useful. The knife can be useful to kill the zombie, but it's not great. So we're going to build this equipment workbench so we can get some weapons. Go to production here, equipment and workbench. It actually doesn't take very much in terms of resources, luckily. So we're going to do this to progress with the tutorial.
The crafting bench is pretty handy, you know.
So we're going to create a pipe. Which takes pieces of iron, vine, and a branch. Craft it. Got to craft a gray one.
I'm more of an
Now we're gonna make a
up-close
bow.
and personal kind of guy.
You're going
But
to give the
you?
pipe to
Looks
your
like you could use
helper
some
and let them
long-range
deal with it,
firepower.
melee, and you're going to take the bow. So we just made a bow. Another crappy gray one.
You can't just have a bow and no arrows, right?
Oh, there's the campfire up there. Gonna make arrows with the H key. Make it in the fly, like I said, he uses branches and pieces of iron to make 5 arrows. You're gonna want a good fair amount of these, 50, 60 early on. It's gonna dig up to stacks of 80.
Whether it's mine or yours.
Equip that bow of yours and shoot an arrow towards our lovely crafting bench.
Hold down left click to charge up the bow to fire it, and then let go.
Don't just leave that crafting bench behind. That's a waste of good resources.
This claw hammer. I've done it before. I got almost all blues and yellows. It's just random. It feels like they just have a little bit more durability.
Once you've got that hammer equipped,
Also, they
there's a
typically
bunch
have
you can do with it.
coils built into it. I'll explain that later as need be. So now we're going to repair. So equip the hammer, and then we're going to repair.
Equip that
And we're
hammer
gonna demolish.
and head over to the crafting bench to start the dismantling.
This is part of the initial tutorial. That's why I do it, to waste a little bit of materials. It's not a huge deal.
Listen up, soldier. I am Captain Axton Hawkins. Obey my commands and learn the skills to survive on the battlefield.
So Alt to dodge, you dodge the direction your guy is facing, or pressing arrow keys, E to kick, which you're going to use to keep the zombies off you. Fill up. There's eggs and shrooms I got. He wants us to kill a zombie. Luckily we got a single zombie over there by itself. Kind of went to investigate. You can use noise to string out zombies as well as running away from them. Now, if a zombie is aggroed on you, your helper is just going to go deep into attacking them with whatever weapon they have. Which you can use to your advantage sometimes. Other times it's more annoying than not. Oh, I got some copper ore. Nice. No, that's nice. So we're gonna need a lot of this copper ore. Eat these cherries. And you notice this says calorie, that's how much it provides back. Now, the bows do arc. They have travel. And they kind of go to a little bit to the left of your cursor. So you want to aim just slightly to the right and higher than your target. Hit your target. Him in the left elbow. Even to the right.
Let's finish this here.
So kite him back a little bit. So we gave our helper, follower the pipe. She's going to attack at the melee and start attacking and kicking it. Follower has a bit more hit points versus us, so she could take a lot more hits than us. They get too close to you, just kick them back. You recover a lot of the arrows that you shoot, but not all of them. You start to shoot, and you want to stop and not waste your arrow, just right click and you gotta stop. Next one's with the pipe, so let's go back to our follower. Grab the pipe off for her. Grip the pipe, 6, right click to aim, and stab. Otherwise you do these swings.
Haha, greetings. At last we meet. The name's Gilbert Foster.
Pipe.
How about you start by finding the right spot and open the construction menu to lay down that foundation.
Not worried about progressing at the moment with the tutorial because we're not where we need to be. When we get there, then we'll progress. Unfortunately, there's going to be zombies that we need to clear out. Hopefully, there's not any screamers or shriekers real nearby at the location we're going to go to, which has happened in the past on several runs, which makes clearing out the zombies a lot harder and a lot more annoying to deal with. So we're going to just continue harvesting. It's a bit boring. But to survive the first night, it's kind of what we have to do. You need a lot of trees because you need a lot of logs and a lot of branches to make your base up and all the traps. Stone is useful. It's not as much needed early on, the regular white stone. You use the stone mainly for limestone to make cement to upgrade your buildings, and to make your regular stones to make bricks as well for upgrades. They are typically not using the basic crafting stuff, so stones again are not as useful right at the beginning of the game for us. A few, but not many. Yeah, not having the marathon runner, it's definitely a difference on that stamina region. I hadn't tried it without it. It's the first time trying on a different occupation instead.
To get stronger, we need to upgrade our equipment.
But I want to try this out. Really, I'm looking for the dark nodes, for the iron nodes, as well as trees. Here, there's some dark nodes over there.
Let's take it easy.
And as I make my way to them, obviously just chopping down everything I can. One little trick you can do, see how that sapling next to the other piece of wood there? We're going to do them both at the same time. Swing, there's a little bit of a backswing. So I'm actually hitting that plant behind me, harvesting it. Hitting in kind of your backswing, front swing location, you can hit multiple things at once if you do it. You can even chop down multiple trees at once. Doing it correctly if they're right next to each other properly. And all your tools will damage everything. So even if a little branch was, unfortunately not right here, but you can hit a branch with a pickaxe, the little saplings, and take them down and get some harvesting while hitting the node at the same time. Just kind of little things to look out for to maximize your time. There's some zombies down there. I do like the boxes because, like I said, they give cloth, but I would have to deal with killing all those zombies early. Still might. Go ahead and swap over to the bow. Kill this fox. Get some food out of it. Ooh, another fox. 4 hits. What it takes. On legend for these guys. Said food's not a big deal. Shoot your arrows. I'm back at it. Yeah, those cloth boxes are very useful. Still 5 zombies there. Killed one of them. Let's see if I can pull those 2 over here. It's easy to do with 2. You can't, dealing with more than 2, it gets to be rough. And slightly to the right, slightly high. Oh, if you miss, they go to investigate where it landed. So 4 of them ran off over there. It's actually useful for trying to draw off a single. So let's see if we can do this now. Ah. Did we get the single? Yes, we did. They're not all linked on aggro like other games, so you can pull off. You do more damage to headshots, but they're very hard to hit. Just try not to waste arrows or miss. Resources are very important on Legend. Let's see here. Can I drag those 2 on the left to kill them?
Seems like there's something nearby.
I think we're getting more than
Show me the equipment
1.
too.
Yep, we're getting them all. We're going to string them out by running. They will unaggro at different rates. Usually don't take far from the normal zombies. Now, zombies that spawn in the wave, the other zombies will chase a bit further. There we go. Just got the 2. Nice to hit them. It's nice to have 1 chasing you, but they can usually survive with 2 of them on them. Being able to kite more allows your helper to deal with the other one a lot easier. Do not go fighting those guys just yet. They can be a little rambunctious, your helpers. The helper, as they get behind you, it changes your camera perspective sometimes. It gets a little annoying. Different zombies do have different attacks. Female zombies tend to be faster. Some will jump at you. Some will use charge attacks at you later on spitters. Zombies will start using weapons. Giant zombies.
Is there anything tastier?
All for some cloth. Legend, you waste a lot of time fighting zombies that way. There's a rabbit up the hill. They usually go down in one arrow. Sometimes two if you're unlucky. Definitely at 5. I'll be a little bit. He just moved right as I was about to fire. Yeah. They tend to zigzag so you can catch up to them. There's a deer up there. They take a lot of hits. Like I said, but the rabbits are easy. They stop ever so often. I'm getting kind of unlucky on the iron nodes. Usually quite a bit more around starting area. You start at. I saw one down here by the zombies earlier. It goes wrong. Let's go cook up what we made. Some food going. A little campfire up here. Food doesn't spoil in this game at least, but you'll be using a lot of it anyways, so. I'm not going to go into this house. This house could have way too many zombies to deal with. Take way too long to clear out. Where's the campfire? There it is. Typically. But I might show you guys. Oh, I stepped in the fire and I'm burning myself. Be careful with that. Again, eating food gives back health, as well as satiety. Yep, see all the zombies, they just popped. A whole bunch of zombies in there. We do not want to deal with at all. So instead, we're going over here and starting mining. See a whole bunch of dark nodes or iron nodes over here. This is exactly what we're looking for. You need copper. That's the hardest thing to get, more than anything else for the traps. We should be hitting level 5 here soon, though. And then once we do that, see, iron ore. Doesn't feel like the size of the node itself has any relation on what you get. See that time progressing. Once it hits noon, that skull in the upper right starts filling up to red when it's
fairly
full.
prepared now. With this level of readiness, you stand a fighting chance while searching for the mutant substance.
That's when the Horde
Let's move
starts.
to the research center
Which is
Walter
midnight.
mentioned. Open the map to check your location and start moving.
Open the map to check the location.
As you just heard from the quest giver NPC, since we hit level 5, he's trying to get us to go to the research center. Let's go look at that. So it's directly east of us. There is some city here, so it's not that far off. Like I said, I didn't know if it's here or here. It's not that hard to get to it. So if we head directly east along the road there, we'll eventually get to it, and we're going to want to do that. So as soon as I get these iron nodes in this area, we're going to start making our way across. Other old gaming habits keep making me press right click to aim down the sights. You can also shoot the birds. You have to spot them. Back to the iron node we are on. A couple of bushes to hit with the pickaxe while we hit the node. Which is kind of nice. Followers get in your way or your face like that, kind of, you can block your swing, gets kind of annoying. You can't do trees and mining at the same time. The tree will completely block your swing. Just a little branch. I was trying to get that little sapling there. It's just out of... Oh no, I got it. My backswing, I was trying to get it. Ooh, some copper ore. Trying to be as efficient with our time as possible. So 3 copper ore makes 3 copper wire, and 3 copper wire is required for trap. We're going to want at least 5 traps. We're going to need 15 ore at a minimum. I still think we should need a good safe amounts, really. That gives you 2 shredders, a cutter, and a compressor trap with 5, which can survive the night. I prefer a few more traps than that, which would be 4 shredders. So 4 shredders, cutter, a compressor is usually more than enough. Sometimes I do like if it's spike. And that's 8 traps, so 8 times 3 is 24 copper, and as you can see, copper's kind of rare. Last few times I've tried it, I was doing a lot of these nodes and not getting very copper. Now there is something to be said for crafting our stuff and getting to our base faster. Can get the research going. But unfortunately, we're just not going to have a whole lot of research papers, and it takes a lot of research papers to get anything more than the initial junior engineering research occupation point in the skill tree there. That takes 10. And most things after that take around 40 in legendary mode. So we only got even 7 right now. We can make some more. Takes 10 leaves to make 1 piece of paper, so we can get 2 more. Sorry, 21 more research papers. Like I said, it's 40 for most other points or more. Start heading east to make our way over to where we want to go. Hitting up the iron nodes as we move along. They're a bit more rare. And if we're aiming for 8 traps, it's 24 copper. Yep, there's no copper. Now, if we run to the research center, you can destroy the laptops that are in there for copper wire directly, so you don't actually have to craft them, but like I said, 1 copper ore equals 1 copper wire. You craft it, so it's not that big of a deal. They're just already there. There is around 12 laptops in the research center, so that's 12 copper wire you're going to get. So that's very useful if you want to do that instead, and I have done that, rush the research center first on several playthrough attempts to get enough copper to make the traps I need. The only problem with that is you need to use traps to clear out the research center. You need at least 4. Well, at least 3 really, but 4 would be a bit more comfortable. And it takes a lot of time. You lose resources when you demolish those traps and you make them over by where we're going to make our base to survive the Horde night. Other than that, the game is very peaceful early on. You don't have to really mess with the zombies. Unless you want to. Fox. It's a semi-predator, so we'll attack after you attack it, but then once it gets low on health. Hit the tree there. Get out of my way, I'm
Someone's watching
stupid.
us.
There we go.
To survive, we need to keep moving.
Oh, there's that iron node I saw down there by the zombies. There's one already still there. Did it respawn? Shouldn't have. Probably didn't kill it. They come with the rest of them, which is fine. Now those plastic barriers are nice because they drop nails, so you don't have to craft if you just get it straight from there. Unfortunately, right now there's zombies guarding those. There's different ones. Some of them are easy to get, some of them are not. They typically are around houses or intersections, which also typically have zombies around them. Same with these barrels. The barrels are good for pieces of iron. The big deal is getting these boxes for cloth.
My body feels stiff. Let's finish
So if you have
this.
noise, it's going to draw off the zombies as you do things. So we're a little bit noisier than normal. Kick. Careful when kiting, you can run into things as you walk backwards because you can't see where you're going. One problem with your helper is they do get their health back pretty quickly compared to you, but they do so eating food, taking pain pills. Slurp those down fast.
Good fighting.
I should do here, spend some points.
You hiding anything good?
Go to them, pop up their damage. And their hit points, take a few more hits. Do the same thing with us. So let's get our endurance up as well. For stamina regen. We can get this car. And those barrels we missed for the iron. Some cloth out of the cars like that, which is very useful. That's what we're really after. Don't really care about the fuel right now. I don't want to fight these zombies. Put up our weapon and just start running. I was afraid we would get too many of them. You rats. Let's go help them melee. Just to save on arrow. There's one that's really easy to help out in melee. Just kick, swing, back up, and stand. And it's not too terrible. Back to mining the iron nodes. Iron and copper. It's very important. Campfire down there again. Cook up some of the food we found. Another iron node I saw up here, I thought. Yeah. That's gonna draw the zombie if I hit it. Some boxes here for cloth. As your tools break, doesn't take much to make a new one, so. Inventory is very limited at the beginning. It does kind of suck. That's how most survival games are. Give her stuff we don't care to carry. You can drop the trophies. D key to drop. Yeah, let's go. We're just
Seems
wasting
like we've
inventory
gathered a lot
spots
of
at the moment. I gotta step on the fire this time. I am hoping we get some of these barriers up here in this intersection without drawing any zombies. That'll be nice. I see a zombie over there. On the other side of that sign. Around. I got a feeling are whacking away. That is the problem with the noise one. If you take that, you will draw these zombies from a pretty far distance comparatively without it. Put a couple of my points into the noise reduction. Oh, I took a random swipe.
But I can't give up.
Where are you going? There's another zombie over there, it looks like. There's a node. Just a node over there. Okay. Some noise reduction there. Surprisingly, the trash bags can't loot in this game. I mean, you can loot them if the zombies drop them, but not off the ground. So these little plastic barriers sometimes drop plastic, most of the time just nails. See, 2 nails, very, very useful. You need lots of nails. See, that one dropped plastic as well as nails. The plastic isn't quite as useful right now for us. But the nails certainly are. Unfortunately, when you get to the research center, which is, I said there's a bit of the city, it's in the way, and this city tends to have lots of zombies, and we're going to draw a lot of them. This makes it a little hard to go through. I don't want to get all this cloth right now while I'm here. As well as iron, if I can. So it takes lots of fighting. Who did we drag? We got that done. It's one. You kind of let your guy handle it. Character, stat points. Hit me on his backswing. Yes, they got backswings as well. Sewers, which you see over there, are interesting. There's lots of the bigger zombies even early on. Good. They can drop good loot and rewards if you get to kill them. But they're going to just take too much time. They're usually filled with zombies, and I'm not going to deal with it right now. I need to get over to that side, east and north. Fortunately, that is through a whole mess of zombies. This guy isn't quite as fast as my last guy. So I like having a marathon run. You can just kind of run through. Let's see if we can hug this wall. This is not even a bad area. Unfortunately, zombies spawn in these buildings. Otherwise, you might use them for a base setup. Use like fence-up areas because it basically forces zombies to come from one direction. But because stuff spawns inside of it, they can respawn in your base. It's just not ideal. Later on, a good use of your base setup. You'll want to go to certain bridges that you want to use along the highway. There we go, some more boxes. In the distance, you see that guy. You got a piece of wood his hands are tied towards. That's a screamer. By themselves, they don't attack. They don't do any damage. They just run up to you and scream and shriek, which draws all the zombies nearby onto you. Makes it a pain in the butt. So, since it takes 5 leaves per cloth, you don't always get 5 leaves per tree. It's more efficient to get these boxes for cloth for the wood. She's not healing up because she's out of food or painkillers.
Check if we're missing any supplies.
Yep. I'll give her a little bit. Eat some myself. Doing these cars can be a little risky, like I said. The moment you click it, it can set off an alarm. There's a screamer nearby. Some zombies. Don't want to get too close. Might draw their aggro. Now, see the light poles? They light up. Here comes a zombie. Let's get over here. Mine attacking the one, but if we attack it too close to that screamer, it might draw him. He's just gonna draw everything onto us. He should be by himself now. He might be able to. Ooh, a brick. My arrows got stuck in this barrel and I missed. I can easily retrieve that. Now, if you've seen some of these poles, get the break, but you need a wrench. Story progression will get you there. Wrenches make the game a lot easier, along with the automation that comes later. As I said, we're just making our way over to the research center. Some iron nodes. Up as we head over there. Check how much copper we have after this. We need lots of logs and branches after this. That's with our copper quota. Build our base up. Some of you have already cooked up, so I won't give you food poisoning. Other ones I've yet to cook, so grab it as I follow along.
When will we be able to escape this?
No copper. How much copper do I have? I guess I need at least 24. I got 21. make a new pickaxe. And easy peasy, just like that. We'll dismantle the other pickaxe when we get to where our base is going to be. No copper, but there's lots of iron nodes around here, so that's useful. Oh, there's another piece of copper. Since they're not guaranteed on this difficulty level off of every node.
My body feels stiff.
I can get this push on the side here. Oh, got another piece of copper. There's one over there. I saw a couple over here. One there. No bush line up. I saw a few more.
Is there anything tasty?
Copper. Your battery flashlight, or your flashlight doesn't have batteries in the wear down, so leaving it on is not a big deal, but it does draw the zombies sometimes, so I think it does. Oh, 2 copper. That's kind of rare. Very rare, actually. Look at the inventory. It's at 25. We get the minimum we need. Doesn't mean we can't. Wouldn't hurt to have more. We do need trees along the way. Now, if I started at a closer space, closer to the, because there's times you can spawn right on top of that research center. Those are the ones when you go to it, because you can hit up the research center pretty quickly without much travel time. And then I rush to research center on those routes. More copper. I want to say the bigger trees do give more resources when you cut them down, but they do take a little longer sometimes to cut down. and get that push in the same backswing. These falling trees are annoying. They can mess up your swing like you just saw.
Got any decent equipment?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Usually, yep. 7 hit swings. Take down the little ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So just take a couple more swings for the thicker ones. Sometimes they give you more resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 on the slightly medium, bigger ones. This should be a 7-pointer again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Some more cloth. Getting to where we need to be. Remember, I think these zombies on this. It's free nails, free nails. Gas stations are actually over that hill there, where we want to be at. The zombies are in the houses. Do not open the doors to come out. So I can actually get pretty close. You can see the zombies there. They're not going to come and bother us. You open the door. They do rush out. See if there's any more boxes around for cloth. No. As we're near the city, there's going to be more free, roaming, ranging zombies around. Some people, there's the hospital, like to build their bases on top of the buildings. You just use stairs, to build your own stairs, to go up there. That is a viable option. The interesting about that, you can use the base to push stuff. You can hear them, they're yelling at me, they're screaming inside. They won't come out. Here's the gas station we want to be, and see this retaining wall? The zombies do not climb or jump over it. And the research center guy is over this hill over there. We'll do that later. Not on this day though. We have mostly what we need set up. So the problem is, did we get lucky or unlucky with there being screamers on this corner? So I'm going to use this corner here, and we are going to build our base. So there will be some zombie clearing out needing to be done.
Is there
Free
anything
rabbit.
to steer? Be careful. If you turn into a zombie, I'm leaving you behind.
Shit. I'm not seeing a screamer on this side. I do see 3 zombies. Some over there. Let's see if I can pull these 2 over here separate of the other one. Start moving. Female zombies are a little bit faster. Stereotypes. They seem to way lighter, easier to kick and send them further away. Dead.
Zombies sometimes expose their weaknesses.
Got the 2 with the third. The third guy's over there. Let's go kill him next. And we'll clear out this whole area. Nice little flat area. Next to where all the quests we need to be at are for the initial few days. She did the drop kick. I don't see the followers doing that often. So unfortunately, I like having the bigger protective walls built, but you need rope. And so we're going to do that here in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and start building out my base right here. She is hungry.
We should check how our equipment's holding up.
Did she eat something she's not supposed to and get indigestion? I think that's exactly what it is. Why the... Now you can turn your followers on to do gathering and all sorts of stuff. I'm not worried about that right now. Clear out some area here. I've had several screamers in this area, and it's not fun trying to clear this out when the game spawns those. Various rounds. Like I said, it's completely random. Those sewers are good for equipment. Starting on your second day. You can set up a couple traps right at the entrance and just lure everything to it. Try to keep an eye on the zombies. I'll clear out the area. Stupid tree. There we go. Looks like, yep, we got someone curious. The noise I'm making. Oh, it's a spitter. I'm gonna run because I don't want to be fighting him this close to the other guys. Try and get my. Yeah, see, that's the problem. More than one spitter came. One spitter's fine. Spitters do a quarter of your health or a little bit more with those shots.
Let's wrap up what we need to do for today.
They hit. Hard to dodge, but gotta see what their animation is. Harder to dodge. There's the spit. They do their little jazz hands and bend over. That's when they like to spit. When fighting them, they tend to avoid your follower for the spit and just go straight for you. How many arrows do I have? I have 22, so I need to make a few more. There's this other spitter here. There he is.
The atmosphere is off.
Because my follower's in line of sight, and it does deal damage over time if that spitter hits you. Just try not to have my main guy get hit, or my follower. Sometimes it happens. Oh, I thought I heard one behind me. Probably came from gotta keep them in sight. Okay. That bow broke. That's the other problem. Spitters, they blow up sometimes. Just keep going. Where'd that spitter blow up at? So get some of my arrows back. Sometimes you can get them back. Sometimes they blow and take everything with them. Kind of annoying. So, I need to start making things. Let's start with the production. Again, equipment workbench. I need that to disassemble stuff and make another bow. Anyways,
Better gear. We can overcome the situation.
Right here in the middle, it's a good spot. Disassemble. Disassemble. Craft. New bow. Another gray bow. Material. So what we're going to have is along this retaining wall is a gauntlet for them to run through and come out. And it's going to come out right around here. Need to make some more planks. Now we're going to be doing the tutorial here in a second. Actually, yeah, I screwed up. I was not supposed to make that yet. So don't waste too much materials. Alright, let's follow along with the tutorial. So I can unlock the stuff we want to unlock. So build, foundation.
How about expanding the foundation further?
Alt snap, build another foundation.
When constructing buildings, remember, you have the option to adjust the height.
This is going to make us make all of our crafting benches anyways. And so we're going to want to do that. Build. QE, build. Build.
Next, let's install some stairs to reach the higher levels of your foundation.
Now we get access to stairs.
With it, you can transform logs into processed materials like wooden planks.
Material workbench, which I just made and destroyed, so I'm going to make that again. Over here next to my crafting bench. Planks. Lumber. A few extra each, or actually a lot extra each, so I'll just plant a lot if you need.
The crafting bench allows you to process a wide array of resources.
So now we're going to upgrade. And then make some bricks. See how these are locked? You can see them, but we can't actually make the ingots. So we unlock, which is an upgrade. Craft some bricks.
Processing ores is a vital step.
I'm gonna make. Don't want to demolish that. That'd be very bad for us. So we'll make a whole bunch of iron ingots and copper wire. Oh, inventory full. I could fix that.
Check if we're missing any supplies.
And in her things, I'm not going to need right now. Unfortunately, can't craft things out of her inventory.
Creating things by hand is both satisfying and enjoyable. Wouldn't you agree?
And so now, one of the cool things is even if these are left out here, the zombies don't typically
Let's
go
take
after
it
them
easy.
right away. Come on, stupid helper, move. You are so annoying at times. So nails and rope, 1, 2, 3.
I imagine you must be quite worn out from the relentless struggle to survive.
Build a sleeping bag. Let's get up.
If the zombies attack and you lose all of your health, you won't have the strength to flee anymore. When night falls, numerous zombies will run toward you.
This is, we're going to build it and then get rid of it. Spike watchtower.
Is
It's
there
basically
anything
worthless for
tastier?
us.
To become a proficient technician, research and study are paramount. To conduct research, research materials are essential. Shall we start with the most important research in order?
Engineering graduate. So this is the research tech tree. We're going to come down and grab engineering. So it's 10. Research. You can do in these other ones. They cost 20. Cost 50. Start going up. Survival. Novice Porter is good, but it's 25. We'll go ahead and research that. Gives us more inventory spots right away. So now we get a whole another 12
we can
two rows
construct
down here.
automated traps that are much more efficient than primitive ones like wooden spikes.
So now we can create the trap machine part, which is what we need right away. Which is off of the workbench here, but we can't actually craft it because it's... Actually, we can. We can go ahead and upgrade this, though. We don't want to do research paper, so I need another plank. Trap machine takes rubber, as I said, copper wire, and iron ingots, as well as gears. Gears take iron, and pieces of iron. That's why we were farming them up as much as we can. We're going to go ahead and make this trap machine.
At night,
Now it's going to have us build a
zombie
cutter, and we're
senses
actually going to build a
become
cutter
much sharper, making them trace survivors.
as part of our... So we need planks. We already got rope, nails, so all these are being useful. We need way more planks. Now I'm going to build a cutter right on the edge here. Raise it up just a little bit. Spitter.
To survive, building a
Build
kill
barbs
zone
around.
is essential.
Uh-oh. Another spitter coming at us.
I feel something around us.
Come on. 3 is a little bit rough to deal with. Try and bring my guy back. I got one that's being dumb and attacking the cutter. Makes it easier for us.
Good fighting.
Just have to deal them one at a time. I'm perfectly okay with that. Ah, just hit me. Zombies can take fall damage if you keep them far enough down. Look at that bush. And that spitter killed itself on our trap. I stuck it there. Hoping that would happen. It won't spit unless it's spitting at you. These guys charge. It'd be a little annoying. You don't stun lock them. See, they want to do that charge animation with the swipe. Careful getting too close to the sewer. You can aggro stuff inside of there. Why did it not go to the production build quest? Wants us to build a meat mallet. I am not a fan of doing the meat mallet right away. It's not a bad trap. It's just not what I'm looking for. We'll build one a little bit and then break it. But right now, I'm going to start building these walls just to prevent the zombies from spitting at us. The other side. I need way more rope. lots of rope for these. Pretty much all cloth can be used to make rope, which can be used for our base building. We need lots of lumber. And planks. Yep, just gonna start drawing in zombies as we start building out our base for nearby. Come on, my follower, I don't want you fighting them on there because it may hit the stupid thing.
Found a wall, but none of it seems useful.
Yay, we get another one. Oh, he got a good swing off. This is why you don't want to be taking the hits. I just lost half my hit points in one swing by him. Even though I didn't even see him swing or hit me. The bigger guys hit a little harder than the lighter guys.
I've never tasted anything better than this.
There is campfire nearby, which I'm going to want to use to cook some food up. Mushrooms to gather. So step in it this time. I might stick a meat mallet behind the two sets of shredders.
Let's take it easy.
The reason for those walls, we're going to build a retaining wall. That we can stand up on here and prevent the spitters from getting at us. So I'm going to go ahead and build those shredder traps. I need more trap machines. So let's go ahead and make those trap machines. We need rubber, which is not hard to get. We got the resin. Just go ahead and craft it all up. And we need copper wire. Like I said, we need a lot of that, which could take branches. And we need gear, which is going to take iron. Iron comes over here. Copper and iron is going to take branches. So it's going to take out of that, unfortunately. Make a trap machine. Out of that. So let's go get some more branches. Lots and lots of branches. It's the thing you need the most, unfortunately. Each ingot takes a branch. I need lots of ingots. As you can see, we're running out of time. Hour 20 mark. We basically got 4 more hours to build up our base. Luckily, you don't have to go far, or just could be mostly farming for branches at this point. I took time to clear out any of the zombie houses or the research center, since we had to run to it from a decent distance. Would not be able to get these traps back in time. Of course, like I said, if you clear out the research center early, can be done as long as you're close enough to the start of it. It's just not as easy when you're further away.
Hey, aren't you swinging that weapon a bit too hard?
There's a screamer down there on the sidewalks, maybe? Kind of hard to tell. Really need food. That gas station's full of food as well.
If you want to get stronger, it's good to take quests from other survivors.
Yeah, there's a screamer down there. These little bushy ones don't trim the branches often, which those kind of suck. As the pure sapling trees tend to give branches more often than the bushes. Bushier plants, whatever. Besides the upgrades for the bricks to our crafting stations, we don't really need it right now. I mean, like I said, we could upgrade some of the walls to the base. Won't need that initially for the first night, though, since we're setting up a funnel. Okay, let's go make another pickaxe. Sure, I got some stones. Oh wait, I make it from the third rack. Sorry. There we go. I don't know why I just ran off and I forgot to make it here, not at the crafting station. Just chopping out this tree then. Straight up, we want to be just chopping trees for now. These little saplings tend to get branches quite often. And the reason you waste a lot of time running away, starting further away, say, is because the amount of zombies you may have to kill along the way.
Efficiency drops when working in the dark.
And after the first night, all the zombies that get killed, we get a ton of drops for research papers, which we're going to use starting the next day. We're going to grab them and then power up our character by quite a bit. The second day, making things a lot easier. Stamina back. And we're gonna park our helper inside the base for the most part. Let's see here. What can we make? Let's see. We got the shredder. So what we're going to do here is go ahead and move you over here. Alrighty. Come here, helper. Stop.
My body feels stiff.
Just to prevent you from getting in the way of our building progress. So if you put them on either side like this. What do I need to make another one? I need the trap machine. They'll funnel right through the middle of them and just be basically shredded. I need copper. Need more of that, so I'm going to put down all this copper. Turn it all into copper wire. Unfortunately, I'm going to need to make more iron ingots. Get low on branches. And I need more iron ingots. Like I said, it's just basically farming for branches.
Darkness is starting to fall.
Show me the equipment, too. Are you
I
ready?
shall move. Their guy will literally not move. We're fighting too close to the gas station. I don't have all the traps set up. Once it's set up, it don't really matter. They'll run through the trap. Okay. Got the quest to build the barbed fence. Aye. More tiny waste fighting zombies. Okay. Less time you have harvesting and setting up your base. Give back my
If you
arrows.
have any decent equipment, hand it over. Flashes of my life pass before my eyes.
I need more branches. Did not hit V. A lot more branches for everything. Branches used for the defense. Branches used to rewind your traps. You have to have some branches overnight. Rewind your traps. one log from that tree. Okay. You're cutting it close. Quite literally. Not talking a lot because I'm trying to focus on this. Deforestation plan. Back up to 20. But safely at this point I want to have 40 branches. 40 to 50. To be comfortable.
Take it easy.
Second. You can pause the game by hitting escape like that. As long as the game doesn't switch over that fast.
Properly prepared our defenses against the zombies' onslaught.
I got 50 branches. Where am I? I think I'm facing the wrong direction. Where the heck am I gonna go? Yeah, right down there. Okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't getting myself lost. See what I can do to craft. Some bird eggs, that's nice. I can make some food last minute night. You can eat these herbs, you just don't get very much.
This island is cursed.
Okay. Let's start more with our traps in the base building. So I'm going to need more iron ingots. Move, stupid follower. Getting away so much. Lower Q. Mallet. Right there.
The essence of the kill zone is its circular structure.
Okay. You stop it right there. Plenty of wood and logs, planks, and wooden barrel.
For expanding
Can't
the
make
survival
branches
base,
with
the
vines.
foundation is crucial.
At least. So. I'm just going to go ahead and close us off. I'm going to go ahead and build a door so I can get it out. I need iron plates for that. I don't need to do that. Just need to build walls. Walls. If I need to, I can hop over the retaining walls. The zombies can't. aggroed some of those zombies. See how they run around? They don't go through here. Stupid things are going to come right over there and go right into my trap zone area. And it's easy as that. They're not going to bother the things out here. So.
You must have noticed your satiety depleting.
I can make 2 more traps. With that. Okay. With that, for the most part, I got everything I need. So I got 6 traps up more I can put down. I need to make nails and rope. Make the leaves and the cloth, and cloth, and rope.
While exploring unknown territories, it's common to get lost.
See more lumber, compressor. Planks. Right now I should be good enough for to survive the night, but I like to be overkill.
We're running out of time, soldier.
Walls, we need lots of planks. Flooring, I'm going to need more planks. A lot more planks. Stairs, I need logs and vines. I'm good on that. Cook up the food I have. Crap. I need more rope. Which I'm starting to run out of. This is why I was getting all that cloth earlier to make rope. They said there's a lot of rope needed. So the idea is if the zombies make it over here, I'm going to stand at the end here, and I'm just going to kick them back down into it. And I just need to build some more sticks lumber. Flooring. And most of these, oops, don't need to fall down, don't need to dodge. Always hit my alt button to crouch. It makes me dodge backwards. I'll pay attention. Right, I can build a platform so I can reach
To build a sturdy
these
survival
guys
base,
to reload
you
them.
need
I'm gonna
columns
reload
and
this one here.
beams.
So I'm going to put on there.
To re-energize the trap machine, it's like winding up an old clock. You need to wind it up.
Got enough branches last time. Go to them. Set those up. That mallet, I ain't gonna be able to rewind it. So once that's done, that's done. Actually, part of me is wanting to just get rid of it. These things are terrible.
The inventory looks low on space.
Hey, grabbing and jumping power's nice. Could do another compressor right there. Between the two. Got some nails. Or do I want a pendulum? The pendulum here, knock them back into that. Might just do that. Some more nails. I said hour 23. The wave is about to start here in a moment. Swings away, so I want to go this way. Is that enough room? Barely. Yeah, I'll just save the trap for clearing out stuff later. So the idea is I have these platforms give me access when I crouch down. I'll hammer out to rewind my guys. They'll highlight when they're low. The compressors, I can do it from up here. And it's that simple. Probably need to stick. Take some of these now. This area is just going to fill up with these bags. Some barbed fences in this area. We put them in the pendulum area. And basically that's it. We got our trap gauntlet. We should survive based off of this. Legend Night, no problem. We got enough branches. I'm gonna go cook up my food at the campfire that I have left to cook up. And then we can continue on afterwards with the quests and the storyline. But I'll stop recording at that point. 5 eggs to cook up. Enough food for the night. Let's see if I can get some more. And this base, we can expand out a little bit, and it'll last us the first 3 or 4 nights. No problem. A little bit more gauntlet-y. Put a pusher up top. Just knock them back in there instead of cooking them yourself. Along with a pendulum on top to knock them back as well. I personally don't like the reliance on harvesting on legends, so my personal playthrough, I turn the harvesting up. Should be able to repair it. I think I got a repair kit, don't I? Yep. Nope. I do not have a repair kit.
We won't kneel to zombies.
Oh. Won't need it anyways. Time to just hop up here and just stand. And watch the carnage. By having these wooden fences like this, the spitters really can't get you, especially if you just been down. Here they come. Made it in time. And carnage ensues. A little loud. I'm gonna have to turn down the audio of the game. sometimes hurts my ears a bit. Hey, listen, I can walk over here. Highlights. I like these guys. There we go. I don't know why sometimes saying that this is it or not. But let's see how much. Need to reload. I got branches. Reload them. More than enough. Somehow they can't climb up here. If I'm big enough to get squirted up here. I don't know why. Hence the reason you stand here and kick them back down. Getting that cutter rewound is sometimes a little bit harder. There are lulls. And you can just fight them around to the backside. And jump over the retaining wall and they'll have to run back. One of them needs to be around. Yep. They'll need to be around here soon. Pretty sure the cutter is... Get down. Some more eggs. First thing in the morning to do if you're playing this, go to that gas station, fill out all the baked beans, cans of beans, whatever food that's in there, quite a bit in there, and then go and do research in it. If you look though, HP does go down a little bit, but it's not. And made it through. Sometimes that happens. Reload that. Reload that. Squish. Those ghouls will make it through half the time. Oops, nope. Didn't see the zombie there. I thought I could, drop down there and reload that cutter. Oh, be able to get it. That's why I'm trying to raise it. Sometimes you can get it from here, sometimes you can't. Let's see, this compressor. Yeah, a few more times more. I'm going to be reloaded. Squish. I like that. And this is how you survive the first Fortnite on Legend. People that say just a single compressor works, or just a couple of shredders. Yeah, I haven't seen that work too well. Tried it a few times. There's just too many zombies, and they just take too much damage. Rewind that. behind that. Give them a little bit more space. I put this a little too close. The zombies will go through a little bit easier without hitting them. Right now they're hitting us off into their leads. Not a whole lot. They do lose. But the cutter barely gets touched. I'm gonna reach some of the stuff and grab a bunch of it real long.
It's time to take your physical abilities up a notch.
Oh, gotta be careful with the spitters though. Yeah, the shredders just a tiny bit too close to one another. The next group is a little bit more space, but it's still a little bit more. But yeah, you just make it a funnel. All for relative safety. Making sure they stay reloaded on the branches. Oh, there's a spitter down there. They can still sometimes get you. You gotta be careful. This one went away. We got spitter going, I'll go. There we go. Later on, you can build a gate. Build out the area. Some of them just climb up and run right over. They wouldn't be climbing up as much if I had a bit more space. Picking the shredders. And like I said, that's my problem. I'll set this up. Not sure how much man these guys are loud. Turn that down a bit more. Turn that down a bit more. Wasn't sure if they were drowning out my mic volume or not. Spitters. Reload that. Oh, hey, one got up there and smacked me. Go back down. Come on. That one. Compressor, getting low. Yep, it's out. These ones you won't have to reload as much. They don't tend to get back here as often. We got most of the hit points. Branches can repair with the claw hammer. Reload that one. So if they get low enough hit points, which shouldn't happen. And that's the wave. It's all done. 1 hour. With this little setup. Go ahead and do my looting. Oops, don't walk into the barb. And voila! First night of the Horde, Legend difficulty, survived. Easy peasy. Now, I get quite a bit of research. 79. Can't do these because of books. But now you can research all the things that have been slowing you down.
How to get books?
And I'm going to leave it at this. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Very easy to reproduce. You just focus on harvesting and crafting up these traps, making a little gauntlet. As you see here, at this spot, very easy to do. Like I said, what you can do afterwards, you can get the gates, you can take these down, build this wall out. It's a big flat area. You turn this in your base. The sewers there have a lot of high level zombies that can drop red gear, good gear to start the game with. The first main mission is the research center, which is over this hill. After that, it's going to send you to the hospital, which is this big orange building right here in front of you to go clear out. There's plenty of food with this gas station right next to the city here for lots of materials to do. Most of the missions start in this area. And yeah, it's very simple to do. If you're at a good spot, easy to start going. So, on Legend, even though I'm wasting time because I'm not going to plan to play this playthrough, you want to be maximizing your time because it does matter, especially the first few nights until you get your bases and everything pre-set up because the waves do get harder. There will be bigger monsters, elite monsters, and like I said, I would have to space these a little bit better. I put them a little too close to allow for... they're not going to hit the walls. So you get more space in there to allow for the bigger zombies to pass through and still get attacked without them stopping and trying climbing on things or breaking things. As long as they get a pathway through, what they perceive as a pathway through, they're going to go through that pathway to get at you. They just know where you are at with the Horde. And if there's something in the way, that's when they start smashing or jumping or climbing a little bit. So you don't want that happening. And you just want to be able to have it everything in easy reach so you can reload it. Branches are key early on. You saw me getting that. And the iron nodes. You're not going to need stone. You don't need to upgrade any of these to stone walls. None of this is going to happen where they break any of this stuff down. Even these little barb things, as you saw, it kind of just helps funnel them in and keep them on this cutter longer. and then they take damage as well. And even then, they don't really hurt them that much. It takes a branch to repair it. 94% on this one. So these little side ones, they typically come around from that side more than anywhere else when it comes to this setup here. They come running from the city side, so it's just a single funnel into there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Good luck on your endeavors.